The end of Soviet rule did mean Russian dancers were no longer barred from foreign travel. For the first time, they could take part in competitions in the West and see new steps and dances for themselves. The new struggle was economic, finding ways to cover travel costs, as Leonid Pletnev recalls.
Once I made a trip to Blackpool from Moscow by car. 9,000 kilometers via 7 countries. Let's count: Russia, Finland, Sweden, Denmark, Norway, Germany, Holland. Then via Belgium, I think, or France, ferry to Britain. London, we have lessons. Then up to Blackpool for the World Championship. And that was okay with the stops. But the way back, we just came to London, spent the night, and then all the way back to Moscow. And I was the only one driver. My partner didn't drive the car. That was an experience. Aeroflot jumped the prices ridiculously. And because we didn't have currency in Russia, you know, we have rubles, and ruble was not related to any other currencies.
It wasn't a hard currency.
Yes, currency exchanges was illegal. You could be put into the prison or even killed because of that. It was absolutely restricted. So officially we could exchange 30 rubles, which was equivalent to $50, to all your trip. That's all. That's why we always have spaghetti, canned meat, whatever sausages in our bags to save money on food and to use them for lessons or for a new pair of shoes or ostrich boa for our dress or sequences or whatever.
But how did you manage on such little money?
When I was 30, I used to work in Germany in a restaurant together with my partner as a dishwasher. When people in the kitchen realized who I am, highly educated engineer architecture, Russian champion, winner of a lot of international competitions, whatever, popular teacher of dance, working as a dishwasher in a restaurant, said, "What are you doing here?" I said, "I just need money."
Not all dancers who travelled to the West intended to stay there. Kristina Rianov left Vladivostok, aged 23, armed with a degree in tourism and hospitality and some experience teaching dancing, and via international dancing competitions, she ended up in America.
It was a very big change for me. Obviously, leaving my country and my family was extremely hard. And actually, the first year abroad in America, I didn't think I would actually stay there. I thought I would come back because I was really missing my mom and my family and everything I left behind. I didn't speak a word of English. It was very difficult, you know. But again, because I went there to teach and to dance, I guess that as always took me through these rough times. So it wasn't about sort of leaving Russia. It was really about the right choice for my career. And that's what happened.
Gleb Savchenko's journey abroad took him first to Latvia, one of the tiny Baltic republics, where he reckoned it would be easier to get to the World Championships than by trying to become number 1 or 2 in Russia.
That was my dream, to go to the World Championship and, you know, just to become a world champion like everyone else wanted. So to go there, you have to be first or second place in your country. So only 2 couples from the country can go and represent it. And I thought, there is no way I'll be able to, you know, get a second place or even first place. So I have to change in Russia. So I had a friend from Lithuania who helped me to find a partner, dance partner in Latvia. So I went to Latvia, danced with a girl, became twice Latvian champions, and, you know, we went to the World Championship.
So it's kind of like making sure that you're a big fish in a small pond. Because
Yes.
Russia's a much bigger pond and therefore tougher.
Yes. So I was like, okay, I'll go to Latvia, dance with a Latvian girl and, you know, win it quick.
His travels took him to Hong Kong and Australia, but the ultimate dream was to get to America.
I was still in Russia before Latvia. And, you know, when I became a little bit older and we had all this, like, financial problems, you know, I would have lots of fights with my dad about, like, I needed the lesson and he couldn't afford it. And, you know, I would beg him to, you know, give me some money. And now I understand that he just didn't have it. One time I remember we were having an argument and I said, oh, whatever, you know, I'm just going to leave you guys and I'm going to go and live in Miami. And he was so furious. He was like, I remember he was ironing his shirt and he with R&B.
Why was your father so angry?
Because it was absolutely not possible. We live in 2 bedrooms apartment. He makes $100 a month. My mom makes $50 a month. We barely could afford food and gas. He would like drive his car only like in the weekends and stuff like that. So for him, it was crazy that we have so much problem. Like his son, who is like 15 or 14, is telling him he's gonna go to Miami and live them. That's why he was so angry and just furious. I always wanted to go to America. I thought that's like a magical country, and everything happens there.
And so you got to New York.
Yeah, I got to New York.
So was it a dream? Did it live up to expectations?
I loved it. I came to New York and I lived at Coney Island. Not a very good area to be at night or whatever, even during a day. You don't want to just walk on the street. But every morning I would wake up and it would be, oh my God, I'm here.
These days, Marina and Talia Tarsinov are also in New York, running one of the famous Fred Astaire dance studios, teaching a new generation of Americans and Russians how to waltz and rumba.
Да, с носочка, иди с носочка. Носок, каблук, носок, носок, каблук.
I know just 2 couples who was a little bit earlier than us.
Yes, but we
officially came first.
Right.
They are escaped.
Right.
They ran away.
Yeah, officially we were the first couple
who was
first.
invited and started working legally in Fred Astaire dance studios.
Подтяни спинку. Подними глаза.
I didn't speak English for that time, you have to know. All what I could say, slow, quick, or 1, 2, 3, 4. I knew phrase, no problem. So people was laughing because anything they would say, I would say no problem. But 1, 2, 3, 4 and slow, quick was enough for me to teach lessons first. Because everything else I could say by my body language.
Очень хорошо. Молодцы. Прекрасно.
And while the Tarsinovs passed on their dance skills, they were also acquiring a new aptitude for business.
We start from the bottom, and in 2 years later, the owner of this studio, he offered us to become an owners and to buy him off, right, which is we did. And 2 years ago, we actually became regional owners of Ohio State Fred Astaire company.
Let's take this Roomba box, guys. Very good. So we're going from toe to heel. A little bit more compression through the feet.
Marina turned to one of the best businesswomen in our dance industry today. She is great. She can give a fantastic business training to anyone who wants to succeed in dance industry. Not to mention that Talat still is heavily involved with many top couples, and he is doing a lot of choreography and just goes on and on and on.
Excellent. Excellent job. That's how you're getting your Cuban motion. Fantastic.
So we are perfect example of American dream. Coming here with $400 in the pocket and 1 suitcase in 92, spending this $400 in the first week for dance lessons and leaving ourselves with nothing. And this is again about Russian way, everything for dancing. If you're a dancer, you live for that, and nothing else is important.
But the question remains, why have Russians become such a success in the international ballroom dance scene? Is it just natural talent? Or was it also the result of the tough environment they grew up in? Let's hear from Leonid Pletnev and Gleb Savchenko.
Russian dancers today are dedicated, of course. But the structure has changed, really. The dancing becomes an industry. In Soviet time, it was based on enthusiasm. It's also probably in Russian blood, because Russians are risky. You know this Russian roulette. Russians are risky. So they would like to compete. They like to be better. They like to be the winners.
I am very competitive, but my parents never forced me to do anything. Just one time, my mom, at the first competition, I came second, and my friend, he got first, and she took me to the corner. She said, "You have to win. You're much better. Like, you dance much better. Why did you lose? You have to try harder. You have to focus. You have to do this and this." And I remember that. I was like standing there like in the corner. At that time, I was just like, this is it. I have to just do my best, and I have to, I have to win.
But today's kids from Russia's new, well-heeled middle class don't need to fight to make the grade in the same way. If they want to dance and can afford the ticket price, there are lavish Russian balls to attend in Moscow, London and around the world.
My name is Julia Likatska. I'm actually from Ukraine. I'm from the capital of Ukraine, Kiev. It's my 10th year in UK. I live here with my fiance, who's British, and we're attending the Russian ball as debutants together. We're learning to dance together.
My name is Anna. I'm from Russia, the city in Siberia, Omsk. I'm going to the ball with my partner, Alex.
Yeah, I'm from Moscow myself. And yeah, she was really the person that brought me into this whole endeavour.
It's the complete opposite of Soviet Russia, an ostentatious harking back to the elegance and exclusivity of 19th century Tsarist Russia. A world of Tchaikovsky waltzes, straight out of War and Peace, a fairy tale dream of innocent young debutantes swirling around the dance floor.
We're looking forward to another Russian ball in London at the end of January, and I think there was another one somewhere in Biarritz closer to April. So basically our idea is to attend different balls so we're not going to lose this skill of dancing.
Yeah, it's really the sort of the gathering of like-minded people who enjoy going out, getting to know each other, and I suppose it's not competition, but it does have a competitive edge.
So will today's Russian youngsters be hungry enough to push themselves to the same exacting standards as their Soviet forebears? Christina isn't sure.
My aunt, for example, she has two teenagers. They're now 16 and 17. They didn't grow up in that environment, They have very different mentality. I mean, they still have quite a lot of Russian sort of mentality to succeed, to be good to your family, to have good grades in school and everything, but it's much more relaxed. They're not as driven because they have much more now than what we had. We didn't have big cinemas to go and watch American blockbusters. We read books. We read classics, we would have to work hard to get some kind of approval or compliment from our teachers. So it was very, very different times.
But Gleb disagrees. He thinks that parts of provincial Russia are still places that many youngsters may want to escape from.
I'm sure there are people who don't have an iPhone today, or even a phone maybe. But they're somewhere in small city in Russia, in a dance studio, practicing and dreaming to get out there and have a chance in life to go to England and compete in, the best competitions. And they're watching the videos from Blackpool and trying to copy the routines, trying to copy steps. And that's what they live for.
Perhaps the ultimate test will be what today's top Russian dancers will do. Stay citizens of the world, performing on Strictly and the international competition circuit, or go home to Russia to coach the next generation of dancers.
Oh, I don't know. The thing is, because in my world, in dance world, it's so international. And to be honest, from the teenage years, I always was surrounded by people from different countries and cultures. So I never think of me, I represent Russia, because I also lived in America. I also have American citizenship. So I represent as much America as I represent Russia. Of course, I always will be Russian, in my heart and in my soul.
Would you go back to Russia? Would you consider going back?
To travel, yes. To live, no.
Why not?
I don't know, because I love Moscow, just for a very short time. But there are a lot more interesting places for me around the world, rather than, Moscow.
Too bad we can't go back to Moscow.
At the moment, it seems, the lure of the lights on the global stage is more enticing.
to stay in this decadent town. Hey, hey, hey!